Hey y'all, it's Molly with Minnie Acres, and I wanted to tell y'all something today. I am doing, or gonna try to do, and I know that y'all are my friends and you will support me with this new adventure that I'm trying. And even if I fail or even if I quit, you'll love me anyway. And you're probably saying, just spit it out already, Molly. What are you talking about? What are you gonna do? So I have been doing a lot of research, and I'm going to start growing and selling cut flowers. Now, I don't know how much I'm gonna really get into it with this video, but I am gonna show you a little bit about where I've been getting my information from and seeds that I bought, because in all the research that I've been doing and all the planning that I've been doing, I have plenty of time to start some flowers now and still have September and October to be able to sell them. I have a few friends who I know would buy bouquets from me, so I might just sell to friends and family to start with. Just depends on what I have. But then also I have a farmer's market that I can go to. So I decided for my birthday, I actually wound up buying myself some of the things that I needed. I wanted to do as low cost investment as I could to get started. And so as I'm walking through all of these things, keep that in mind too, that I am looking for the lowest investment and the easiest to grow as I get started, because we've already seen how overwhelmed I've gotten with my gardening in general. We already know I'm the absent-minded gardener, and we already know that my time is limited, my energy is limited already. So maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew, but I'm trying to be mindful of that and start kind of slow. But in my, like I said, in my research and everything, I'm finding that starting now is better than waiting until the spring. So, whoa, got bouncy. So I'm going to show you some books that I've been reading. Hang on. Whoa. There is a lady called Lisa Mason Ziegler, and she runs a website called The Gardener's Workshop, and she has a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. She shares so much information for free, and a lot of what she talks about is in her books. She talks about it for free, so you can get this information, but it's amazing to have it in your hands. And her book, Vegetables Love Flowers, is actually how she learned, through starting to become a cut flower gardener, she learned how much that actually benefited her vegetable garden and how much she was able to enhance the population of the pollinators and create native habitats for pollinators. All that to say is, in here she talks a lot about growing annuals, and that's how she got started, and just really breaks it down and simplifies it for how and when to start your summer annuals. Then she has this other book called Cool Flowers, and this is especially for my zone. I'm in zone 8A-ish, B-ish. There are a bunch of flowers that I never thought I could grow here, and in my tour I mentioned how I had started poppies and snapdragons and probably something else. And come to find out, those things need to be started in the fall here so that they can, the plant can get strong and grow over winter, and then they'll bloom in the spring. And I learned that because of this book. So this is what you do in the fall and winter, or more northern climates. She talks about being able to overwinter some things and start some things in the early spring. But this is my book for those flowers, and then this is my book for my summer flowers. And of course, I couldn't not get more books. I got The Flower Farmer. This is a very highly recommended book. The same thing with giving you the principles for how and when and what and who and all of that jazz. And then I got this book, which is amazing. Florette has A Year in Flowers, and it's all the bouquets they make throughout the year. And it's got basically the recipes to help you put together bouquets that look really pretty. What's my point? So using these resources plus online, I am figuring out what I want to do, and I'm trying to write everything down. Oh, there's a hummingbird. And I'm trying to write everything out on a calendar and get it all planned out so that I can begin practicing. How long does it take to start these plants, and how long does it take for them to grow once you get them out in the garden, and when you're supposed to cut them, and all of these things that there's a lot to it. And so I realize I am taking on quite a big job for myself. I'm putting this pressure on myself, But like I said, I'm trying to take it easy. I'm trying to take it slow, not investing very much, but I am going to continually keep y'all updated. If you're interested in this, if this is something that you want to follow along with, I will give you all the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts of what I'm doing and why and how much and everything. So these books I got off of abebooks.com. They were all like half price or less. And then I have seeds, a heat mat, and some seed starting stuff. And so my investment right now is $350. To me, considering that this was my birthday present to myself, even if all I get out of this for this season, for the summer and going into fall, even if all I get is just some beautiful flowers for myself and maybe a few bouquets that I can bless others with and give away, then that's still worth it to me for having gotten started and getting some practice and just sort of seeing if this is what I want to do. I've seen other flower farmers start out spending thousands of dollars, and there are online courses you can take that cost thousands of dollars, and there's so much that you can invest. But for me, this is what makes the most sense. So where I'm going to start my garden is where I showed you in my last tour, where all that stack of cardboard was, where the chickens were before I moved them. That's going to be where I'm going to cover that with the cardboard, leaf mulch, and compost. And that's where I'm going to start having a couple of rows of flowers and a couple of rows for the fall and winter vegetables that I want to grow as well. So who wants to see seeds? Because of course we can't start growing flowers without buying more seeds. So is this technically also a seed haul video? Probably. So I told y'all about Botanical Interests having a sale, a 20% off sale, and of course I had to get some seeds because I wasn't gonna not get some seeds. I wound up using that 20% off, and I was trying to be careful about where I bought what was the best value, how many seeds per packet, just trying to, like I said, sort of even it all out, because once I get it figured out and nailed down, then I will be more confident with ordering the bulk seeds. So for my Botanical Interests order, the seeds that I can start now for the summer are marigolds. These are white marigolds, some frosted explosion grass, this is a filler, Xanthos cosmos, and double click cosmos. And then the things that I will start in the fall, or at least I think I split these up right, is status, larkspur, some different larkspur, hollyhocks, lupine, bachelor's buttons, and I think the asters are ones that I start in the fall. I don't know. I'll get it figured out. So then I ordered from the Gardener's Workshop, which is, like I said, Lisa Marie Ziegler is the owner and runner of that. They buy seeds and then repackage them for you, so it's easier to get mixes of some kind of flowers or flowers that you couldn't necessarily find somewhere else without having to buy them in, you know, a big bulk order. So the labels are not the labels are not pretty. It just says on the back what they are, but she also gives you very, very good instructions. So my summer flowers that I got from Lisa is, I got Oklahoma Mix zinnias, Queen Lime zinnias, and I got the mix of the colors. Y'all know I already have the Queen Lime blush in my garden now. Cinnamon basil and Mrs. Burns lemon basil. Those are supposed to be really good fillers for bouquets. And then for the fall garden, Bells of Ireland, Black-Eyed Susans, which is also called Rudbeckia, a double daisy Black-Eyed Susan, Buplurum, False Queen Anne's lace, Lambada monarda, which is a bee balm, giant pod poppies, which you don't grow for the flower, you grow for the pod, straw flowers, and yarrow. Yarrow? So those are what I got from her. That's not all. I also got seeds from Haas Tools. This is taking forever. Okay. So the seeds that I got from Haas Tools that I'm going to plant for the summer are White Light Pro Cut sunflowers. Pro Cut sunflowers are supposed to be pollenless, so they don't drop pollen on your table when you have it in a bouquet. There's still nectar for the bees, but I noticed, because I've been cutting some of my sunflowers, they do make such a mess on your table. So I'm pretty sure as far as bouquets go, I'm only going to plant crowcut or any other varieties that are pollenless. It's great for people that have allergies. So the first round I'm gonna grow, I'm trying to time this right. The first round I'm gonna grow is the White Lights, White Night, Lemon, and Gold Light. And then when those are all done, I'm gonna grow, so it'll be closer into fall, I'm gonna grow the Red, Plum, Orange, and Red Lemon bicolor. Ooh. I'm also growing Benary's giant zinnias. These are supposed to be massive and also look a lot like dahlias, because that's something else that I'm not investing in tubers or bulbs or plants or anything like that that cost a lot more money up front. I might never grow tulips and lilies or things like that because you have to have a cooler, and I'm not ready to invest in a cooler. And so there's a lot of things that cost a lot up front, or you have to have the right environment for them. So especially for starting out, like, don't start growing the hard stuff, don't start growing the expensive stuff, or the things that if the harvest flops, you are out a lot of money. So again, that's another reason why sunflowers and zinnias are the way to go, you know. So the Benary Giant Lime. Oh yeah, this is a mix, but the lime is not in the mix. Benary Giant White, and these are supposed to be pretty stunning too. And then the Oklahoma series that I mentioned, the white ones are supposed to be a really pretty white flower that doesn't get really dirty quickly or easily. We'll find out. Azuratum, that might be fall, I don't know. Bright Lights Cosmos, and a Cosmos Sensations mix. And then for the fall, I got polka dot bachelor's buttons, calendula, more celosia, the celosia that looks like brains, and snapdragons. Again, these are all things that I'll be starting in the fall and overwintering in the garden, and then they're supposed to just take off in the spring. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. So, what do you think? Do you want me to make more videos specific about this part, or do you care about hearing about it just, you know, here and there during a tour? Or do you have questions about flower farming? Oh, the turkey found me. Hi, babe. What you doing? You want up here? Come on. I'll be starting seeds really soon, and I will try my best to make videos. Y'all know sometimes I forget to make videos, or I just don't feel like it, or I think I'm recording and the phone isn't actually even recording. I will do my best to record as much of it as I can so that y'all can follow along, because I feel like this is something that a lot of people are interested in or think about. One day I want to be a flower farmer, but it just feels very elusive, or you don't really know where to start or how to start. And something that I didn't mention is, you know, the cut flower industry is like $1 billion or something like that, or 7 billion. It's a lot of money. Well, 80% of that is from imported flowers. Only 20% comes from local US grown flowers, and most of that is in California. The flowers that come from South America or other places are heavily sprayed with chemicals, and then they have to be sprayed with like a fungicide or something before they can cross the border. So when you go to the store, like the grocery store, and you pick up a pretty bouquet of flowers and you go to smell it, you're sniffing, well, who knows what kind of chemicals that those flowers were sprayed with so that they could be safely sold in America. So number one, there's all of that health factor. Number two, 80% of an industry comes from other countries. Well, what that means is if you want to grow flowers, you have a huge opportunity to, you could sell at your farmers markets, you could sell to grocery stores, you could sell to florists, you could do wholesale. There are so many opportunities. So it's not just one size fits all with like, well, I have to grow specific flowers, I have to sell them a certain way. You have the opportunity to dabble in flower farming and find the part about it that works best for you, maybe for your season of life. If your kids are small, or you don't have kids yet and you want to get something established before you do have a family so that this can be your full-time job. or you're retired and you only want to, to dabble in something that's not as back-breaking work, So there's so many options, there's so many opportunities. And for me, this is the thing that I've become most excited about in a long time. Do you want to come sit with me or not? As I was saying, this is the first thing that I've become really excited about. Gardening has been so good for my mental health, and although I have overwhelmed myself and I've also faced challenges and who knows what else, there's still been something about it that's just not been as fulfilling. And maybe I'm, chasing a pipe dream. Maybe this won't be the thing too. Maybe I'll get overwhelmed. Maybe I'll get bored. Maybe I will realize that the fun, when it's no longer fun, I'm going to want to quit because I'm just, chasing the next thing, chasing some sort of fulfillment or excitement or something to bring me joy. Because if you know anything about my story, then you know that I am always going to be struggling with depression and anxiety. And it's not something that I'm going to just overcome. It's something that I have to live with, because you don't get over grief. You don't get over the death of your child. It's something that stays with you. And so for me to find something fulfilling, because my job isn't terrible, the company I work for isn't terrible, it's wonderful to be able to work from home, but I don't love it. I don't love it. And I think that working with flowers sounds a whole lot more fun, and it sounds like something that I would look forward to every day. And I just want to try. So I encourage you to try, like while you have your other job, while you have the ability to pay your bills, maybe buy a few flower seeds and stick them in the ground and see what happens. Check out your market, check out your farmers markets, see what other people are doing around you. If there are other flower growers, what are they growing and who are their customers? I actually found, when I looked up, it's like localgrowers.org or something like that. That's probably not the name of it. Anyway, I found that in 2019, a military family retired here in my town and started a flower farm. Before that, there's never been a flower farmer here in our small town. But they sell to a town over an hour away in the opposite direction. They sell at a big Fancy Pants farmers market and to Fancy Pants grocery stores and events and things that I'm not interested in. What I'm looking to do is the opposite of what they're doing. So there's still room for me to be able to sell flowers. It's not like one person selling flowers in one town is going to take all of the work or all of the opportunities, because like I said, there's just so little locally grown flowers and so many imported flowers that the opportunity is there. The more that we are able to educate people about locally grown flowers, about sustainably grown flowers, organically grown flowers, like there's still so much potential there. You think about organic vegetables, really it hasn't been that long that people have started caring about that, and a lot of people still don't. So I don't know. So anyway, Sarah. So I'm just sitting here on the swing with my turkey, dreaming about my flower garden, dreaming about farming flowers, and I'm going to take y'all kicking and screaming with me on this journey, so I hope you don't mind. But definitely let me know what questions you have or what you want me to share, because I'll share all of it. Like I said, I'll tell y'all how much I spend, how much I make, everything in between. We can all help each other out. So that's the environment I'm looking for. That's the positive environment that I'm looking for, and that I'm hoping feeds my soul, feeds my pocketbook so that it can be my full-time job, and just helps me feel more fulfilled. So that's enough about that. I'm going to stop talking now and give my poor pet turkey some attention, and I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Bye.